And now my last question will be, how can we build my dream team for 2026, or how can founders can build their dream team for 2026?
Yes, self-absorbed as this may sound, I think they need to meet with me, right? So when they meet with me, I will see what they want to build and what kind of talent that they need to hire, right? Because I think that something that everybody in the tech industry is very familiar with is the iteration process, right? Meaning that, you kind of like snowball your final vision of the product. You start with something, the MVP, the most valuable version of your product, and then you grow it into the final form, right? So that core team that is going to build the first iteration of your product needs to be kind of like measured twice, cut only once process. So, what kind of engineer do you need, right? Because even engineering has different flavors, right? There's front end engineer, back end engineer, full stack, architect, Um, and because I see this mistake a lot of people just hire somebody that has a lot of management experience from one of the big tech companies like Google or Facebook. But how much startup experience do they have? Because what they're probably going to build for you is going to be a very expensive tech stack in AWS or Google Cloud, right? That will have zero users or a couple of hundred users, and you'll be stuck with a giant cloud bill, right? Versus maybe somebody that has 5 year, 3 years of experience working with early stage startups and will deploy a serverless architecture for you with AWS services that probably is going to cost you like $50 a month for development because you don't have
Right.
users right now, but it will scale smoothly when you get like 100,000 users or 1 million users, right? So that's why I will say the first thing will be to try to talk to a fractional CTO, right? Or a consultant, especially if they're not technical, and see what the kind of people that you need, right? Because I give you another example outside of technology side of things, right? Marketing, right? So I myself have spent a lot of money in marketing agencies for my business. And one of the mistakes is that you need to figure out what kind of marketing agency you're working with, right? Because some of them, the way that they do spray all, torch the earth method, where they just spend a lot of money in different ads, a version of ads, and they just keep putting more money on the one that performed the best, which is great if your marketing budget is, a couple $100,000 a month, but it's really bad if you're bootstrapping your startup, right? And you want to look for maybe a marketing expert that will sit down with you, understand the personas that you're targeting, your demographic, right? And see what kind of keywords, what kind of things will engage that audience, right? It might be very different than just buying Google ads, for example, or Facebook
Yeah.
ads. So I think I will say that will be that will be my advice. If you're not technical, invest in consultants to have a vision of what you really need to deploy the first iteration of your product. I don't know what else we can add there. Maybe something that I'm missing there, Ellie.
Maybe that we'll have to schedule a consultation with you, and
Right.
that's it. I
Yeah.
think that that's the end of this session. We just need to schedule a consultation with Samo Technologies. So, and it's important that I think all industries can apply for this. You don't just have to be like a tech startup. You can be any product. So that's great.
Yeah, of course.